How many of you know that joy is a choice? Perhaps my favorite letter from Paul is the book of Philippians. And if you didn't know, it's written from a prison cell. And interestingly enough, 19 different times in the book, written from a prison cell, Paul says, I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. How can someone imprisoned write those words? In fact, here's one of his verses. It's Philippians chapter 1, verses 18 and 19. Paul says, yes, and I will continue to rejoice, for I know that through your prayers and God's provision of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, what has happened to me will turn out for my deliverance. I will rejoice. I will rejoice. Again, I will rejoice. And yet Paul is imprisoned. He's in chains, but he has something. What does he have? He has joy. And joy is much different than happiness. See, happiness, it's fleeting. It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. It's happenstance. But joy is something that is fixed. It allows you to live above your circumstances and not below them. So the question is, are you living your everyday life for happiness? Or are you living with a fixed joy that can only come from the Lord? That despite your circumstances, despite what's happening around you, you can live with joy. Now, the question might become, how in the world did Paul do this? How did he live with a joy, this thing that was fixed, that despite what was happening around him, despite even impending death, how could he have joy? The reason is found later on in the book of Philippians when he writes these words. He says, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. In other words, Paul knew that no matter what happened to him, no matter what the world threw his way, he was going to be okay, because to live is Christ and to die is gain. No matter what happened, he was going to win. And so as Christ followers, do you know that simple truth? That whatever happens to you, if you are in Christ, it really doesn't matter, because even if you die, that's gain. That means you're going to be in heaven one day with Jesus, living in eternal paradise with him. And to live means to continue to pursue God's calling on your life here on earth. No matter what happens, no matter what the world throws your way, you win. And so you can have joy.